You may be surprised at how many students and parents fail to make the most of a college visit. But today I'm going to start a series for you to discuss the key ways in which you can make the most of a campus visit. My name is Craig Meister. I'm a college admissions coach. You can learn more about me and how you can work with me one-on-one on my website, collegemeister.com. Tip number one is you must do the minimum. Many parents and students don't even do the minimum. What is the minimum? The minimum is you need to plan ahead and actually sign up for and reserve your space in a tour and information session held on the campus the day you plan to visit. These are free engagements. This is not something you have to pay for, but you do have to give the college or university a heads up at how many people are in your party and when you plan to be there, so that you can also make sure there will be a tour and official information session offered when you are on campus. But unfortunately, most students and parents who have never engaged in the college admissions process before often think that, well, by visiting a campus, it's just a matter of pulling up in a car or arriving there on public transport, getting out and walking around the campus and saying that they've done a tour, and that's it. And that is not making the most of a college visit. Now, you can and should do your own self-guided tour as well. We'll talk about that in a future video. But the minimum that I am expecting of you in order to make the most of your college visit would be that you have to go on the college's website where it says visit in the undergraduate admissions page somewhere and find where you can RSVP or reserve your space in a tour or information session offered by that college. If a tour and information session are not offered the day you're going to be on campus, then I'm here to tell you that you're not going to be able to do at least the minimum to make the most of that college visit, and therefore I would probably not even go on a tour or information. I would not go on an actual visit of that campus that day, because without a tour and information session led by actual volunteers or employees at the school, it's not going to be a valuable experience for you. And I would just try to go back to that campus on a day when you can do the minimum, i.e. an official tour and an official information session. An admissions session, an information session, if you will, is usually hosted by an employee of the undergraduate admissions office. They usually last anywhere from a half an hour to an hour. And so they're very valuable opportunities for you to learn more about the college or university, but also they're networking opportunities. I encourage you to shake the person's hand who's giving the information session at the end of his or her information session. That could be a very valuable point of contact for you as you move on in the later months of the college admissions process. These are also the people who are often the readers of applications and therefore the deciders of who gets in and who doesn't get in. So you definitely want to learn from this person and establish a connection with this person, and maybe multiple versions of these people, especially the one who covers your region for that college, so that you can stay in the loop and sort of flirt with them throughout the process if at all possible. But establishing that point of contact with at least an admissions officer, not necessarily multiple admissions officers, during that first information session on campus is an absolute minimum requirement for you to make the most of that college visit. In addition, you need to go on the official tour of the campus, usually led by a student volunteer or employee. These last, again, anywhere from 45 minutes to maybe even an hour and a half, depending on how large the campus is. And you really need to sign up and make sure you take part in that official tour. If you do your own self-guided thing with, let's say, your family, friends, child who currently is a junior or sophomore or freshman at the college, you may get his or her perspective on the college or university, but most likely you're not going to have as in-depth of an understanding of what the college wants you to see on that tour. But also you're probably going to get in fewer buildings, have less formal, generic discussion about the key elements of the campus that the person who gives the official tour will be able to provide you. And I'm not at all saying don't engage with other contacts you have on campus, let's say family, friends, or family members, and they can give you their own guided tour later in the day or earlier in the day or the next day. But at the very minimum, even if you do have relatives or contacts living on or going to that campus currently, I expect of you to take part in the overall tour provided by the admissions office, because again, that's establishing another point of contact. That's a great networking opportunity, but it's also a great learning opportunity for you to be in a group with other students, other families, asking questions over the course of a 30-minute to an hour and a half tour, It's a really great educational experience for you. You'll see what other students are visiting from all over the country or the world. That's important to learn. You'll see what their questions are like. You'll get a feel for who the college admissions office has basically empowered with the opportunity to educate you about the school. That says something right there. If you're impressed with that person, that's a good sign. If you're not impressed with that person, maybe that's a bad sign, right? So I definitely want and need you to go on the official tour as well as engaging in the official information session in order for you and your family to make the most of your visit to campus. So many families will go to a particular city or town because they have a wedding or sweet 16 or a bar mitzvah in town, and they will just add on or tack on a 1 to 2 hour foray onto a college campus they want to see, and then they call that a college visit. That is not a college visit. You need to actually take part in these minimum activities, an information session and an official guided tour, in order for you to be able to report back to me that you've actually engaged in a true visit of campus. And that's the minimum. In future videos, we'll talk about other ways in which you can make the most of a college visit, but to lay the foundation, you must do at least the minimum. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my channel because I try to pump out videos whenever and wherever possible. Until next time, my name again is Craig Meister. Go to my website, collegemeister.com, to learn more about me. Stay safe, stay well, and most importantly, stay stress-free throughout the entire college admissions process.